Yo, what's up? Around 3 days ago, for me as of now, it's probably gonna be 4 by the time you're watching this, I reacted to an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. And I was like, wow, this shit looks better than real life. Oh, wow, I can't wait for some super realistic game to be made. And lo and behold, a couple days ago, the whole internet, including pretty much every single big channel you can think of, is talking about this new game that has real-life graphics, and I, for some reason, reacted to the tech demo without watching this. What is wrong with me? So that's my bad, guys, but we're watching it now. This is an upload about this game by jackfrags. I know this guy makes lots of gaming, like FPS-related content, so I figured let's watch his video on it instead of the raw footage, because the raw footage is only 2 minutes long. There's not that much to talk about. I think it's just better to see what someone else has to say aside from just me. A little more content, you know.
Right now is not real life footage from a camera. It's actually gameplay from.
All right, let's go higher quality here. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, in this one frame, I wouldn't be able to tell. Straight up, this looks like footage of a couple of guys. I can imagine like some dude skating with a camera that looks like this.
It's hard to believe.
But yeah.
But what you're seeing right now is not real life footage.
Can I even notice any like inconsistencies? Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to see if I can spot.
It's actually gameplay from an Unreal Engine 5 video game called UNRECORD.
Alright, okay. Some lighting. Well, when he goes indoors, the lighting becomes slightly more difficult to render, I'm assuming, because yeah, okay, this doesn't look 100% real anymore.
Studio. This video,
I can't tell what it is exactly, but there's something about this footage that like doesn't look quite right. By the way, I absolutely love this part right here, where, okay, I don't know if you've ever recorded with an old phone camera, with the flash turned on, but it leaves like a super black shadow from the light. This looks exactly like that.
By storm in the last few days.
Yeah, that looks insane. I think the gloves as well, they add so much. It's the hand position, the fact that the hands look so legit. I think that's usually the biggest giveaway for games, is not even sometimes the graphics, but it's specifically like you look at the hands and they're like, that's not how humans don't walk like this. What the fuck is this?
By the visual fidelity.
Yeah, like here you can see it's a game. Like from, well, let's go back like a few seconds, like 20 frames or something. Fuck, that looks good.
Last few days, many people blown away by the visual fidelity and.
Oh, the running! I love how he made the running. I don't know if it's a single guy that made the game or if it's... I'm just gonna say he because it's simpler to refer to a person as he, but if it's not, my bad.
Others claiming that it's...
let's see this again.
Blown away by the visual fidelity, and others claiming that...
Yeah, okay, so see, like, the box laying on top of that looks a little out of place. Hold up, can we go 2K here? For a bit.
The visual fidelity and others.
Yeah, see the object on the table. The lighting on it just looks kind of fucked. Although, unless it's supposed to be like that. Oh, it's so hard to say. Straight up, I don't know if that's like the lighting engine being slightly wrong, or if it's just the light actually being like that, or if the light is being simulated accurately, and it is just supposed to look like that, and my brain is just trying to figure out like what to nitpick at.
Fake or pre-rendered. So today I'm going to dive in.
Oh fuck. Yeah, okay. For example, on this wall right here, the green wall, when we go back like 1 second, you can see that it's a texture. It doesn't look quite real. But obviously when you're playing a game, you're not going to be walking up to textures and looking them in the face, like, you're not just going to walk up to a wall in the game and just... I mean, I do that in games to nitpick at them, like I do that sometimes in games, but...
Take a look at this, tell you a bit about the game, and get to the bottom of it all.
Fuck, that looks so good.
Actually started back in October 2022. Alexandre Spidler, who is...
that does not look like a game. The glass is so well done.
Programmer.
Alright, but the flashes.
Project released a video on Twitter saying simply, I'm working on a body cam style game.
Holy shit. Yeah, so he has removed the VHS filter now, which is awesome because honestly, I could see this game being released with a VHS filter and still being extremely impressive, but for him to remove it and still keep it looking so legit, because like the filter kind of hides all the, well, a few of the blemishes, right? A lot of horror games do that. Horror games that don't have enough time or budget or whatever to draw every texture, they'll use low poly textures and slap a VHS filter on it to make it all look a little more, you know, to just flush away the imperfections.
In that 45-second video, we see what looks like body cam footage of a person holding a gun, moving through a dilapidated environment.
Like, the environment looks insane, but some parts of this do look fake.
Taking down a few baddies along the way. The quality
but like the windows
is awful, as it's on Twitter and only in 720p resolution. Right. But I think that actually helps it in a way, and it would be easy at a glance to mistake this for real life footage.
Yeah, the low quality helps it just as much as the VHS filter, because it's the same shit. It's kind of just, it's like slapping a filter over it.
But the camera style mixed with the animations made this look incredibly believable. So it sparked up some discussion, and then there was radio silence from months.
So I can 100% see how people would think this is fake. By the way, this is I didn't mention this, but this is made in Unreal Engine 5. That's why I was talking about how it's crazy that I reacted to the previous video, not on this one. Oh, or maybe I did mention that. Honestly, I can't remember.
April 19th, 2023, a couple days ago. And Alexandre released a new video. This time it was on YouTube in 1440p.
Yeah, that looks so much better. Like this footage.
Quality alongside
this straight up looks like real life. It went from looking like a ultra realistic game to real life.
Full of information and announcing the name of the game as UNRECORD. And as you can see, this has to be one of the most realistic looking games ever. There's no doubt about it.
If not the most realistic looking game yet.
For me, and I think there's a few reasons for that.
Yep.
The main reason is that this isn't simulating what seeing through humans' eyes would look like. In fact, it's simulating what body camera footage looks like.
Yeah, and we've all seen body cam footage, so it's I think it makes it more natural, because not more natural necessarily, but easier, because you can't just place cameras inside of someone's eyes to see how it would look. It's really fucking hard. Plus, in our eyes, we have infinite field of view. Well, not infinite, but it's limited by our fucking eye sockets, not like an actual outer frame like on a monitor. So simulating a point of view from the eyes by default just, I think, will not look as convincing as simulating the point of view of a camera, which you know how it's supposed to look like this.
The barrel distortion in the corners, as if it.
Yeah, look at that. It looks as if it's meant to look. The fisheye lens effect as well. I didn't mention it because, I mean, I don't know, for some reason I didn't, but I think it clearly helps.
The shakiness, even the position of the gun.
I love how it shows the ammo when you
gun in the hands. It's very unconventional for a first.
Yeah, and also the camera movement. The camera work is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm assuming it's rotor scoped. It has to be, but yeah, the fact that he walks around is just like, was like, it does not look like in all games. It's like actual hand movement. It's wild.
Person shooter, of course, but you pair that up with the excellent animation of the hands and the pistol, and you end up with something very convincing.
Also, super good idea to censor the faces, because I mean, like, human faces are super easy to identify as being slightly off, and honestly, I've not seen that many games that get face animations right. Have you seen Horizon faces? They sometimes do this thing where their mouths go like this, where they're speaking like they're a YouTube fucking thumbnail, and like, game faces just don't look like real life. You can tell that they're people, but I think for your game to blur all faces, I mean, I'm assuming the reason they're blurred is because it's supposed to be like protecting their identity or whatever. I haven't watched the whole thing, so like we'll have to watch a bit later to actually get confirmation on that. I hope. I don't know, maybe we won't, but I think as a side thing, it really helps with like, you're saving yourself the pain of having unrealistic faces, because let's fucking be honest. If nobody's done it before, the chances that some random dude is going to be able to do it are pretty slim. But then again, he's done this, so fuck do I know.
Heavy lifting here as well, adding in accurate lighting, textures, and what appears to be retro.
I found something that looks kind of odd. It's the animation of him kicking down the door.
Heavy lifting.
This is the first part that actually doesn't look like real life. Look at this.
Accurate lighting, textures.
See that the door kind of like kicks open slightly. I kind of feel it looks video gamey.
It appears to be ray tracing on the puddle.
Oh yeah, obviously it's or is it ray tracing? I know Unreal Engine has some other like alternative to ray tracing, if I remember correctly. Okay, guys, can someone tell me in the comments, because I actually don't know. But yeah, I think ray tracing is clearly the future, because just mapping lighting onto your game is it's limited. It's
shiny surfaces. You may have noticed too that the faces
real life
of the combatants are pixelated and blurred.
Yeah, just as we talked about a second ago.
This is obviously a choice that the developers have made, and it leans into the body cam narrative. But more importantly, it solves a big problem.
Yeah, guys, I'm so fucking this YouTuber is so smart. I'm gonna like his video again. What a smart guy.
Make the game look less realistic, because as human beings, we're all very good at noticing when a face looks weird or fake. And video game faces,
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking that video game faces on average look weird. Usually look weird. But yeah, this guy has a great point. I even watched the Vsauce video about the fact that like humans are really good at recognizing faces.
Have improved,
and
still not
that's why uncanny things exist, right?
Photorealistic, especially when animated. But in this case, that is irrelevant because you can't see the faces, and that helps sell the overall image. Still,
yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool that he knocks down
the faces, and that helps sell the overall image. Still, many people online were skeptical about this game and didn't believe that the video was real, rather a pre-rendered.
Right, okay, I was gonna say, if people think this is real life, well, that's just like, the dev has to be proud if people are thinking that this is real life instead of gameplay. But people, I could see easily mistaking this for pre-rendered footage.
Sequence, or in fact a real video that's been filtered or doctored in some way.
It's not a real video. Well, first of all, I think this guy's about to show us proof that it's not. But also, there are literal textures. Like if we go a few seconds back when he was walking through this area.
Improved are still not photorealistic.
See this surface right here? Like you're looking at this. This is clearly a texture we're looking at. Like on the part where he's shining the light slightly to the right of that. Right here. Right here. That clearly looks like a texture.
Especially when animated, but in this case,
but I could 100% see you thinking this is pre-rendered,
and that helps sell the overall image. Still, many people online were skeptical about this game and didn't believe that the video was real, rather a pre-rendered sequence, or in fact a real video that's been filtered or doctored in some way.
The hands look so good.
The lead developer posted a new video showing the game running in the Unreal Engine editor.
That's insane.
He flies the free camera around.
And also, I love that he flies just like in Minecraft, like it starts out with a jump.
Running in the Unreal Engine
like you can see the hands doing the jump motion, and then he goes flying. And even in the free camera, the camera movement is so good that it looks like
and drops into the game, controlling the character, checking the pistol with the same animations, looking around and firing it off in different directions. He then flies to another area from the latest.
Man, that's way too good.
Video and does the same thing again in a different fashion. Checks his.
I mean, think of the implications, really. Like, the crazy part about this game is not the game's existence, it's what is gonna come like later. Imagine a triple game studio picks up Unreal Engine 5 and uses all of these techniques and makes something that just looks way too real. I mean, you can make insane horror games, you can make like real life Sims. Like, real life is shit, okay, that's fine. Here's a game that looks just like real life, and in it you're rich and you're awesome, and imagine this in VR. Is this game in VR? That would be sick. Oh, please tell me this is... Nah, would it be? Oh, that would be so sick.
Free cam again. So it does appear that this is in fact...
Wait, I want to see that.
Area from the latest video.
Oh yeah, so he actually just flies through the game.
The same thing again in a different fashion.
So,
checks his ammo.
Literal proof that it's... I mean, obviously that could be animated and faked as well, but like, why would you go to such extent to trick the internet? Like, yeah.
And goes into
pre-animated. I mean, not pre-animated.
So it does appear that this is in fact real, and this new video
looks legit.
Put many doubts to bed. But
okay, no, saying why would you go to such length is a stupid thing. I just don't think it's fake. It could be. It could be pre-rendered technically, but I just don't see it
Still,
happening.
a lot of questions remained. So what is UNRECORD then? What is this game? Well, as I mentioned,
I think it's a horror game, right?
Package that went out, and I'll take you through the key details now. At the moment, you can only wishlist the game on Steam with an unannounced
I gotta say, I think my favorite thing about this game is the hands.
Release date, but it is not expected to be released this year. In fact, the developers are still seeking publishers and investors to support the studio. I'm sure that they'll have a lot more interest now.
Yeah,
the game
for
is
sure.
Pitched as a tactical first-person shooter.
Oh, that looks like okay. Wait. Oh my god. Okay. That actually looks like real. The fucking stairs. I love that. Look at the mesh on the on the stairs. The little steel the diamond pattern on the staircase. And the rust being like three-dimensional rust
players can expect an immersive
with real light reflections off of each of the little diamonds. Bro, ray tracing is the best shit ever. When it was just made, modern computers just weren't good enough to run it, and it wasn't optimized enough. Nowadays, though, I don't know if you've seen the cyberpunk shit, but it is becoming real close to real life.
Complex dialogues, innovative gameplay mechanics, tough.
And I'm not talking about normal Cyberpunk RTX, that's been out for ages. What I mean is their new, like, super mega ray tracing, which actually ray traces everything. And it makes the RTX 4090, which is, you know, the current fastest GPU, I believe, run at 20 FPS. So, I mean, that should tell you everything you need to know.
System. The storyline can be compared to a detective novel or a thriller, where the player will have to investigate several criminal cases and confront a diverse cast of characters. The game's plot and presentation will be central to the gameplay experience, and players can anticipate a range of gameplay sequences, as well as...
Like, games are just gonna look like this at some point. That... insane to think about.
Numerous plot twists. In terms of the moment-to-moment gameplay, UNRECORD features an original aiming system.
I think we just saw what the moment-to-moment gameplay is.
And they claim this as a free aiming system with authentic aim down sight and unrestricted hand movements.
So is it just going to be extremely hard? Because, like, I mean, normal games have a ton of assistance built into to help you aim, because obviously it's not like in real life, where you don't feel the gun.
Watched the footage several times. This is the biggest question mark for me, because
I agree.
Usually in a first-person shooter game,
you ADS
and hands are in the bottom right, and when you press A button to aim, everything moves to the center of the screen, nice and steady, so you can. And you have you shoot at the little dot in the center, but in the game footage we've seen, like, the shooting. Or we'll go back a bit. Yeah, see. Like, how the fuck are you going to be able to aim? On Steam with an unannounced, still more expect gameplay mechanics, tough moral dilemmas, and they claim.
Right, let's go back.
Usually, in aim, everything moves to the center of the screen, nice and steady, so you can use the sight of the weapon to effectively aim at what's in the middle of your screen.
Yep,
but
exactly.
UNRECORD is doing things a bit differently with the.
And even talking about. Like aiming down sight and having the thing in the middle of the screen. Some weapons intentionally don't have a sight in the middle, you know, to add an element of challenge, and they require you to either, you know, add some reticle if you're a fucking loser who likes doing overlays, or, you know, memorize where the exact middle of your screen is. But here it looks like the character is straight up shooting in the not middle of the screen. Like the gunshot is coming from here. The middle is like here, and he's shooting somewhere there. Unless it kind of looks like it's pretty centered, actually. No, it's definitely not in the exact center. Yeah, like
animation. So it seems
it's quite centered, but shaky for sure.
Precisely at something.
It is still an ADS feature. It looks like it looks like he goes from holding it.
To aim precisely at
yeah, see ADS. However, okay. So you still do aim down sight. There is still a button for that. I'm assuming it's gonna be right click, just like with most games. But yeah, I wonder how much control you'll have over it.
I'm super interested to get hands-on with this.
Cause see how, like, he actually fucking tilts the gun down at the guy when he's lower. I wonder if the game actually manually controls a lot of the aiming, like, to make it easier.
And get a feel for exactly how it.
It could straight up be like automatic aim assist, basically.
Works, because this is at least something different.
I could see that being in the game.
Seen before, or I haven't anyway. But perhaps there will be.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. And if this guy hasn't seen it, I mean, if we look at his channel real quick, he covers all shooter things. Like, look at this stuff. If he hasn't seen it, I think it doesn't exist. It's fair to say.
An element of aim assist or a generous hit zone if you're roughly in the correct position with your gun.
Oh, he means like, yeah, I don't know. If you guys played Horizon, in that game, if you enable aim assist, it doesn't actually function as aim assist would. It just increases the hitboxes for the vital parts that hitting which deals extra damage or what, like apply special effects to the enemies, right? So say the enemy has like a turret attached to their back, like the robot dinosaur has a turret attached to their back. Well, actually, let me show you real quick. Yeah, like say we got this thing. If you want to take it down, what you want to do is shoot for like its weak point. So we'll have something like under there, and you know, you can shoot this part, which is like the disc launcher or whatever, or maybe it's this. And easy mode, or sorry, aim assist mode in Horizon just straight up increases the hitboxes for these parts. It will still visually feel like, it'll feel and look as if you're shooting at the right parts, but actually the hitboxes are like invisibly bigger
when aiming at a target. So I would love to hear more about how that's going to function.
So that could be the case, but I feel like aim assist is more likely because we actually saw in the footage the character's gun like facing down, and I doubt they would add controls so complex where you have like to move your mouse where you move your mouse around for aiming, and then you have a secondary fucking like arrow keys to point the gun, like so you, no, that would be too difficult, I think.
On the game features die and retry combat with a technical and minimalist approach. No room for errors.
I bet my computer would not be able to play this.
It's up to you to develop.
I mean, I technically have ray tracing on it, but nah, I wouldn't.
I assume there's going to be gear that you can use too, like flashbangs and grenades. You'll also be making dialogue choices that impact your experience.
Oh yeah,
even during combat. We see this a couple times in the video, multiple choices at one point. So perhaps what you choose there can potentially de-escalate or aggravate a situation, even offer multiple.
Interestingly enough, I'm not even that curious about how the gameplay itself is going to be. I'm more interested in the mechanics of how he made this whole thing function. Like, as crazy as this is, to me, it's a gateway into what's to come, not necessarily the end point.
For choices and potentially side objectives or ways to complete a mission.
Perhaps this is because I don't like horror-style shooter games in general. Or I don't even play that many shooter games. I play one cycle. That's it. So it could be that I'm just not the target demographic for this game. That I'm not that hyped for it. I am hyped for the technology, not the game itself.
Too. One of them related to motion sickness.
That said, I might still play it.
For people who are prone to that but might want to play this game, they said that.
Fuck, that's actually crazy. That's so sad. That you could just have motion sickness, and for you playing games, first-person games, is just permanently fucked up. Like you watch it and then you feel sick. That would suck so much. Like, yeah. Wow.
They're working on implementing options and settings to adjust.
I mean, I suppose you can always go back to Terraria and Stardew Valley and other games that don't have a first-person camera view, but it's still kind of sad. And like view bobbing and shit like that, you could disable it in games like Terraria, or in games like Minecraft and Subnautica and whatnot. Probably, I actually don't know. I'm not sure. But in a game like this, disabling a lot of the special motions that are designed, they exist to add realism, and so if you disable them, you're not getting the full experience. But some people might be forced into doing it because they will feel sick if they don't, which it just sucks. It's just unfortunate.
Camera movement, effects, and accessibility options to make the game more comfortable to play for all. Naturally, console gamers have been keen to know if this game will be released on Xbox or PlayStation.
I love the running.
Their reply was that currently the game runs smoothly with both keyboard and controller. We don't see any issues porting to consoles.
Okay, that's actually crazy. Oh yeah, okay. In a recent video, I don't know if it was a video I reacted to or watched in my own time, because honestly, I spend way too much time on YouTube. But I learned about the fact that consoles and PCs are becoming relatively close, way more similar than they used to be in terms of how they're built and how they operate, which makes porting much more feasible.
However, we haven't yet decided on the
like you don't have to rebuild the whole code. Not always, anyways.
Platforms and consoles for release.
Not anymore.
But we will keep you updated during development. Unfortunately, it is not a VR game.
Fuck.
So I guess that
I mean, I don't even have VR, but like I don't have a VR headset, so I wouldn't be able to play this VR yet, at least until I got some fucking cash to afford one. I still think a game like this needs to exist in VR. I want real life Sword Art Online
during development. Unfortunately,
why does Sword Art Online still not exist? It's 2023 already, right?
It is not a VR game, so I guess that there were a lot of people who, when they saw this for the first time, went, oh, "I'd love to try that on my Oculus or my PlayStation VR 2." It's not a VR game, so I don't think it's going to come to those platforms.
Well, imagine how fucking like immersed you'd get if you play this shit in VR.
In regards to optimization, surely you need a monster PC to play the game looking this good, right? Well,
yeah, with these levels of like no, this is straight up like the rest of the room lights up with the flashlight being turned on. Like this looks like you need a system that can ray trace.
We see no issue in following an optimization process, and we can.
At our current stage of development, it is difficult to speak about final optimization. Yeah, that makes sense, because you know you change a lot about the game, and optimization is. You can try build with optimization from start, but you will hit a point where the game changes enough where you still have to rewrite that part of the code.
Cannot guarantee a perfectly optimized game, as it would be presumptuous given the challenges that ambitious studios face today, but we will meet the expectations of gamers and deliver accordingly. However, it is possible that older generations of PCs may not have sufficient performance to fully enjoy a next-gen game powered by Unreal Engine.
That makes sense, and I think it makes sense not just in the context of this game, but just a lot of games in general. Newer games are coming out, and you need better hardware to run them. Like, you know, it is what it is. I think games are evolving, and the game engine is evolving, and along with them you need better hardware to run it. And hopefully my dog is just sitting there waving his tail at me. Hopefully entry-level computers and systems a few years down the line will be powerful enough to run stuff like this. Well, entry-level as in, like, you know, okay, enthusiast level, all right? Not like I hope this isn't something that only high-end machines will be able to run a few years down the line.
Might be time to upgrade your PC.
It's still not quite the case now, because I mean, I've even watched a video on GPUs recently about how they're about the pricing. That's actually my most popular reaction video on this channel so far. Fun fact. But after I watched that video, YouTube shoved a shit ton of GPU videos down my throat, and what I've learned is that pricing ain't great right now. And that's pretty much the takeaway here. So hopefully in a few years, you know,
if you have the luxury of being able to do that. And that's about all for today, folks. Do let me know.
Yeah, you see, if you have the luxury to do it, I hope it's not going to be a luxury a few years down the line.
On this
or just have this stuff available to game consoles, because consoles, the great thing about them is that they're extremely price efficient when they come out. Like, consoles are sold at a loss. That's how good they are. I don't know if you knew this, but I don't know if that's the case for both PS and Xbox, but or at least one of them. I just can't remember which one, so sorry about that. Is they sell their consoles at a loss because they expect to make the money back with the games you buy for them, because it's way harder to pirate games, so you will be spending a lot more money on buying the games, so it kind of makes up for it. But the consoles are super price efficient in terms of the hardware they have, so I could see entry level systems just being consoles.
Comments below and drop a like to help support me. Thank you. I'm going to keep a close eye on this one, as it looks like it has the
please
potential
do
to offer a
look at the rust on that wall, man. That's insane
in the FPS market. And you know what, you just don't see that much anymore. Also,
yeah, it's crazy when things get shaken up a bit. Game market is getting stale because, well, why go take a risk for a big company? Why would you want to take a risk when you can make Assassin's Creed 28 and people are gonna buy just as much as 14 or whatever the other however many there are right now. I went on a tangent here, my bad. But
it's great to see so many indie studios building games.
This is a great video. He actually covered this trailer a lot. If I just, because I was gonna watch the trailer initially, but it's only 2 minutes long. I would not have been able to find this much to talk about. Look, we've been talking about it for 30 minutes. It's a 2-minute game trailer. So I think this is an absolute great video. 100% deserves a like. If you guys haven't watched it, go hit up the link. It's gonna be the very first link in the description. Just give it a like, give it a watch. Maybe play on mute if you've already seen it. Just you know, so I'm not just leeching off of his content. Sick vid. Great video. What else? Okay, well, let's just do a bit of plug-in real quick. Hit up my main channel, subscribe to that. I've made some cool videos there. I'm working on one right now. It's coming out in a few months, hopefully. Sounds like a lot. That's because it is. So you know what that means, right? You can subscribe to the channel. Don't worry about getting bombarded with notifications because I don't release videos that often. And my phone just crashed. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna sign out like this because I can't be bothered to put it back in the tripod right now. See you next time, boys. Oh wait, I forgot to do an outro.